All right, bet. Fuck it. We're gonna just do this one. Is it a commentary on it? Yeah, this music is too loud.
Warning, this is going to be the most shizo breakdown on the internet.
Need to make a SoundCloud.
It's so breakdown.
But yeah, also study the Golden Beetle. With that being said, goodbye.
The audio you just listened to comes from A Helping Hand, not a song. And that's basically the thing that started the whole Golden Beetle iceberg. If you're not familiar with the topic, don't worry. I'm going to introduce you to the topic. I'm going to inform you about everything that was known before I started my research and everything that we were able to discover.
He got the music so loud I had to turn it down.
Because most people don't even ask, they assume, is it metaphorical? You know what? You're the first one to hit it on the dot. Thank you. That right there.
I remember that. He got the fat Baphomet in the house.
That's me.
Whoa.
I am the fucking Baphomet.
And he started managing them, and that's when they started. He was 17 years old. They were both 17, 18 years old. I think a little younger. Hanging out at Bruno's house with a whole bunch of porn stars, drugs, bitches, parties, and these kids are living the life with, like, you know how insane that is? Because I was living the house.
Okay.
That's why those raps were
living the death. That don't sound like a lot of life to me.
Oh, private.
Yeah,
I remember
why
this shit.
X and them were like
I've
insane fucking kids, like fucking doing screamo and like doing all this crazy shit.
That's why
like they were
music was
living
like
a fucking
that.
rock star
That
life.
makes sense.
That's
Bruno
crazy.
is like
Weirdo.
there's videos
Bruno.
of Bruno taking X to Disney.
Damn.
Like you know, he like people said like Bruno was kind of wanted him to be like his little his
Little
like
minion.
enemy or like that's like they're twins or like you know they acted almost like and X admired that. It was so weird. And that's when all those allegations came out. Like, he beat up this girl, and that was at Bruno's house. It's crazy. All that shit went on, like, it's crazy.
So that was, like, the center of all the...
No one knows that it was Bruno.
Really?
And now none of X's mom, his friends, none of those people fuck with Bruno. Because he really got this kid into, like, a bad, like, lifestyle.
So is he doing something else or just different artists?
Bruno?
Yeah.
Bruno's still doing the same thing he was doing.
Just different artists.
Pimping hoes, pimping, selling drugs, doing all that shit, you know?
Damn.
Miami Ratchet.
That's my new rap name. My new rap name is going to be Bruno.
Bruno!
Like Freeway, like Freeway Ricky, Rick Ross. Rick Ross is like, I'm going to be a Rick Ross.
Yeah, this is when X was like 17, he had like short hair. He didn't even have like the two like blonde and he was kid, yeah. He was recording in his house. Yo, if I tell you some real shit right now, like, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit. Like, these kids, like, what I've heard, what they did at Bruno's house, Bruno never did that in the house when I was there. He just, like, beat girls up and, like, put them in cages and, like...
Yeah, regular, like mob boss shit.
Yeah, like, you know, crazy. And then what I heard later on was, I guess after he started living with these kids, they started doing, like, brujeria. Like, they started doing that shit. And, like, these are fat.
That's for sure some type of that's for sure something tied with like oil. Damn, how she say it? Yeah. Witchcraft. A form of ancient traditions that you shouldn't be practicing because that ain't your bloodline, that ain't your mysteries. If my grandma ain't teaching me no spells, I don't want no random spells from no random users. The only type of occult information or only type of ritual I'll ever take from anybody is it gotta be my grandma or something, bro. It gotta be something that's passed down in my family that we know about. It ain't from oh yeah, I learned about this. You want to come link up and do this ritual and we're gonna get rich and famous? Shut your dumb ass up, man.
Facts like Wi-Fi, funerals, all these guys would say that. Even Juice World would say that shit. He was like, yeah, like Bruno was doing like they were doing some weird shit. Even X. Yeah, they were like,
Florida has that, Louisiana has that shit.
Bro, crazy. I didn't know because when I was living there, like, there wasn't doing that. And then I heard that, I was like, man, that nigga's crazy.
It's that Everglades shit, like crazy witch doctor.
Yeah, they were getting, supposedly they got some of the girls and did, like, some weird shit, like.
Yeah, like they can.
Sacrifice. Throwing blood just on
They dope them up somehow, so, like, they pass out and they're, like, knocked out. and then like do crazy shit. Maybe
Yeah.
sacrifice. I don't know. But
Well, that's what I heard, and the girls started tripping out.
Damn,
Like the
shit
girls
too
are like
airy.
some weird shit. I believe in that stuff. I live in Miami. I'm not gonna lie. Like I looked into that. I was like, ooh.
Sacrifice his girl's soul when he fucks them on top of his bed, because he has like the gates of hell pentagon drawn underneath his bed, and he sacrificed his girl's soul on top of the bed when he fucks them.
He doesn't do anything. He's being used. I'll say that motherfucker is being used as a vessel. He's not doing nothing because your soul ain't for sale. You feel me? But you do release your essence, bro. I can only imagine. Not to get too graphic, but the moment y'all orgasm, especially if they doing it together, all that energy, and he aware of this shit. But here's my thing, right? If what he doing is evil and demonic, where his karma at? What that lady said, he's still doing the same shit. So on Earth, you just allowed to do, and then you pay for it later, right? But it's like, why y'all even put this type of temptation and energy on the planet? Why we even, like, everything? I got a lot of questions, man. And no, I'm not lost. It's just, I got an open perspective. I don't never got a one-end answer when it comes to, like, good and evil, or why we here, or, because she trying to, like, oh, sacrifice your soul, but you wanted to get fucked. So it's like, oh, all this sacrifice soul, yeah, but you was getting fucked. Let's not skip past that. You went in the house, you probably went back a couple more times. Now after all the X shit happened, all this happened, oh no, I didn't know, oh, your soul. You all see what I'm saying?
So let everybody, let the world know that, because that is some real demonic shit, and that's not cool. That revolves around
Babylon
XXX.
sex magic.
So now we're going to break down everything that was basically known before I started my research. It's been 3 years since I started researching one of the biggest mysteries surrounding
like X.
Xxxtentacion and the Golden Beetle. X only mentioned it a handful of times, yet those few comments have
Fuck
led
is
to
that?
years
Like
of
a
theories, research, and debate. Today I'm going
Like
to
a
break
fucking
down
gin.
everything we actually know, the 3 most popular interpretations, and why one of them stands out more than the others. Let's get into it. Remember, these are the theories that were most popular in the Archive Gekium subreddit before I started my research. Before jumping into theories, let's look at the fact. At the very end of A Helping Hand, Not a Song, X tells listeners to study the Golden Beetle. The simple statement sparked
No
years of
captions.
speculation.
No captions.
Later, someone asked him about it on Tumblr. Instead of explaining what it was, X responded, "I can't give you the answer behind it because of how powerful the information
Is that too loud?
If the information is for you, it will literally come to you. But if and when it does, be careful what."
Be careful with them books. They got demons attached to them. And that's the thing, right? Right. Like, I got a Bible, right? It's the King James Bible. I'm just reading it to study it. I haven't really read it that much, though. So it's like, my brain is programmed a little different. I can't be indoctrinated by a book because I haven't been attached. My childhood isn't attached to them. My inner child isn't attached to them. A lot of ways they indoctrinate you is like, oh yeah, that word, that book, that word, that Bible. But it really got the power because your grandma, your whole family, the church, and everything you grew up in, or your society. But it's no disrespect. I'm not even saying like I'm disrespecting the book and shit. Like, everything is just books. Like, I'm gonna get the Quran, I'm gonna get everything. But like, when you learning things, you could get so attached to them that it become your identity. Like, when I look at videos from me 3 years ago, oh yeah, 9 ether. I'm like, bro, oh my God, like, relax, bro. You just talking, like, no offense, but I'm saying, like, I shouldn't have
At
just
another
been jumping
point,
out
someone
my body
claimed they've
saying I'm
found
shit
the Golden
without even
Beetle,
really
and
knowing
X
what I'm
replied,
saying, bro.
"Good, be careful with the books, they've got demons attached to them."
I'm not a
Those are the
Christian.
only direct comments X ever made about it. What we also know is that X had a deep interest in spirituality and spent time studying subjects like alchemy, esoteric philosophy, occult tradition, and other spiritual teachings.
That bad?
That context is important because every major theory connects back to those interests. Theory 1 at the time, The Winged Beetle by Aleister Crowley. The first theory points to The Winged Beetle,
Gnostic Bible?
a book
No, I
by
probably gotta
Aleister
get
Crowley.
that one.
Why do people think this? While Crowley was
Yeah, I
one of
found
the
that bitch for
history's
$2.
most well-known occultists, and X was clearly interested
Bro,
in
every
occult.
time I try to read the King James, every time I try to read that shit, I just don't read it. Just close that shit. It's like I can't get into it. They was talking about the firmament in the first page. And I'm like, bro, and they didn't remove hella books out of here. Yeah, I gotta check that Gnostic Bible out, but she sacrificed the box.
Philosophy and spiritual knowledge. The title is also very similar
That's
to
Crowley
Golden
right
Beetle.
there.
That said,
That's
the
young
evidence
Crowley.
doesn't go much further than that. Aside from the similar names and the Crowley's connection to occult studies,
young
there is no
Crowley right
direct
there.
link connecting this book to X. It's definitely possible, but more research would be needed to support it.
All he did was pervert
Theory
ancient
2.
science, bro.
Rudolf Steiner and the Golden Beetle books. The second theory comes from X's warning. Be careful with the books. When you research the Golden Beetle books, one of the first results is the Golden Beetle books. A publisher focused almost entirely on the writings of Rudolf Steiner. Steiner was a philosopher and esoteric thinker who wrote extensively about spirituality, reincarnation, higher consciousness, chakras, and the unseen worlds. All subjects X was known to study.
However, there is a major weakness with this theory. Outside of the publisher's name, there is no clear evidence connecting Steiner to the Golden Beetle. Even people involved in the Waldorf education which Steiner founded generally don't recognize any direct connection. So while it is an interesting possibility,
Probably
the
packed
evidence
right
is
now.
fairly limited. Theory 3.
You said
Carl
probably
Jung's-
spaces, bro. I feel like we already exist in this space. Like spaces, we in the space. We create space. Like think about it, how everything has dual meanings. They'll say like, oh, we're in the space. We've created a space. We're in the space. But then they say, oh no, space is up there in the sky, bro. You got to think about it. NASA, where is NASA's production station at? It's in Hollywood. Shit, and even if it wasn't in Hollywood, nigga, it's a production station. They be shooting movies, so it's like I do believe different realms of dimension exist, and that moon is new. We can't be like all this planetary stuff isn't fake, but it's not described correctly. Not for the indigenous ancient odds, because you gotta think about the Dogon tribe and the pyramids and how it's aligned. I don't know everything, so don't think I'm on here. Oh, I know everything. I'm just giving y'all I'm just trying to. But when you think about the star system and the grid, like when you look at the grid, you look at the Google Earth or you look at the map, the grid is ley lines laid all everywhere. There's lines laid everywhere on the grid. Outside of the cities, it's just grids. How this shit all aligns. So I mean, there's something going on, but everything they tell us about space is cap. That shit ain't got that shit. Star Wars, that shit gotta be something. Star Wars gotta be
The
real,
Golden
man.
Scarab.
I believe in that
Now
shit.
this is the
I
theory
know
that was
shit
strongest
real,
at the time.
You can't make
To
that
understand
up.
why, we first
can't
have to
make
talk
that up.
about alchemy. Most people think of alchemy as trying to turn lead into gold. But spiritually, alchemy is really about transformation, changing yourself on a psychological and spiritual level. X was openly interested in alchemy and even owned books on the subject.
I never peeped that shit on his hand.
Go ahead.
These are some of his books, just so you have an idea of where his mind was, the things that he found interesting.
So he was definitely into the occult, numerology, and astrology.
Everything. And there's more here. Magic of reading and
That boy X was trying to activate his DNA. That boy trying to activate that DNA.
Very nice. And this is the car he liked?
No, that's a model of one that I got. When you buy them, they give you the model. Astrology.
And where's the book that he gave you?
The 8, I'm looking for it.
And the reason that's important is because she's an 8 life path in numerology. Your son knew that. That's why he gave you that book.
I remember when he was linking where this around time linked with Money Man too.
Yep.
The cosmos, like he was
So again, this is no doubt that one of the greatest young minds in human music history was influenced by numerology and astrology himself and the occult, correct?
Correct.
This is his mother telling you this. Beautiful.
Well, a user going by the name Have CTRL. You're probably
Hey, X
familiar.
definitely understood them frequency because when he was dropping that, all you niggas fucking hoes, 10 toes, never fold. Fucked up, fucked up. That shit make you fucked up, fucked up. Then when he dropped that spotlight, moonlight, like that shit, the whole song feel good. Like that moonlight song feel good, or what's another song? Or like when you hear that, okay, she keep calling every single night, make you like sad, like, oh, it's sad. Like he understood frequencies on them songs for real. So when he was talking about them hertz, that nigga knew exactly what he was talking about. That nigga wasn't just slapping his beats in a 432 hertz converter. That's why I used to do that with my music. I'm like, oh, 432 hertz high frequency, and I was putting it in a converter, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just putting it in a converter, thinking it's, yeah, it could sound different, but how do I know these hertz are actually aligned? Oh, I'm gonna check it on an app, and I'm not studying that shit. Like sometimes I focus on my finance bag, bro. Like I don't be too much in my spiritual bag because everything's spiritual. We gotta come back to this shit. So y'all see, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
With him, he's the founder of the subreddit.
Y'all definitely gotta read more,
Achieve
but I don't be giving a
Gekion.
fuck. I'll read when
Well,
I
he
want
was
to.
reading The Complete Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, a book.
You get this information for yourself. So if you feel like you need transformations, this when you go for the books. But sometimes it's good to just experience life. You don't have to always be stuck in these books because it's a rabbit hole, bro. And then you're gonna still be here when you come out of that book. You still here, bro. X read all them books and still like died on some Matrix shit, on some bullshit. So it's like just pay attention with how much energy you want to put into this because everything in life is spiritual. That's why you got to watch shit like Avatar: Last Airbender. Like you got to watch these simple shows sometimes. I ain't been watching a lot of anime recently, but actually in a couple months. But you got to watch certain things to know like the simplicity of life is beautiful too. So yeah.
That X reportedly had. He came across something interesting. It mentioned the scarab, which is a species of beetle closely associated with ancient Egypt.
And I'm learning,
that led to the search for the golden scarab and alchemy. The first result brought him to Carl Jung. Carl Jung tells a famous story involving a golden scarab beetle while explaining his theory of synchronicity. Synchronicity is Jung's idea that certain events are meaningful coincidences, events with no obvious causes but which seem deeply connected. Jung wasn't just a psychologist, he also made major contributions to modern interpretations of alchemy, symbolism, and the unconscious mind. Out of every theory, this one has the strongest connections, or had them at the time. X studied alchemy. Jung wrote about alchemy. Jung tells a famous story involving a golden beetle. The ideas of symbolism, transformation, and synchronicity fit closely with subjects X was already exploring. The only criticism is that X specifically referred to the books instead of a single book. Jung's Golden Scarab story appears with his writings on the synchronicity rather than existing as a standalone series of books. Maybe X was referring to Jung's body of work as a whole, or even maybe he simply misspoke. There is no way of being certain. So, before we get into my theory and the potential answer on what the golden beetle actually is, let's conclude on the three theories presented. The honest answer is nobody knows. X never revealed what he meant, and unfortunately there is no way of asking him now. Out of the three theories, I think the strongest one is the Carl Jung's Golden Scarab and the concept of synchronity, mainly because it directly connects to X's known interests like alchemy and spiritual transformation. But there is still just an interpretation, not a confirmed answer. Ultimately, the golden beetle remains one of the biggest mystery in Xxxtentacion's community. I'd love to hear what you guys think.
A lot of these properties that the golden beetle, like when you break it all down, like a synchronicity, alignment, like bro, a lot of these things are. You look at the universal laws. You look at the 42 laws of Maya. Like you look at these things on a simple level, and look and read all these books and go through all these experiences and realize they explaining something simple. Like, all these books are just to give you a different perspective. So that's why I don't even mind watching videos, because all a book is supposed to do is give you a different perspective. I'm not reading books to memorize, to go prove to somebody that I know everything. Like, because you don't know everything. Just because, I don't care if you read 1,000 books and you went to every Smithsonian, got all the archives, you still don't know nothing, nigga. They burnt and buried libraries, bro. They reset the land. So, learn this information for you. That's why I never told nobody I'm a teacher, none of that. Like, I'm a student, master student of the game. I'm gonna always be studying.
Before we get into this, which theory makes the most sense to you out of the three? Or do you think it's something completely different? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any questions on books or books recommendations, make sure to comment down below and I'll provide you with the answers. There is also a fourth theory that exists and that I won't be going into today. It basically talks about the golden beetle as the symbol for ancient gay Egyptian mysticism.
Yo, I heard
which
about
is
that.
Partially true.
I heard about that. I heard about that in Egypt. They was doing anal shit. All like, if you wanted to ascend as a masculine, if you were a man, you wanted to ascend, you had to go complete in your feminine. And if you was a woman, you have to ascend more in your masculine or some shit like that. But either way, them shits did fall. So niggas want to be saying like, oh, I remember niggas be, oh, we was the Egyptians. No, I wasn't no Egyptian, bro. I wasn't no Egyptian, nigga.
It makes sense because if you study the whole mythology, the Egyptian mythology, it's basically all about grooming rituals for the pharaoh, mind control, and stuff like that. Professor Ji Young explained it perfectly on his YouTube channel. The channel has been unfortunately removed, but you might find some archives that explain it online. I personally think there is nothing to that theory, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that. I actually might make a separate video just on that topic and maybe try and explain that today, and where we see those same practices implemented in modern days, like the whole Diddy situation and the Hollywood gatekeeping practices they still practice to this day. Alright, so now finally let's dive into my theory that leads to the deepest ends of the iceberg that I was researching for our year with another Reddit user by the name of Xxxtentacion. What if one tiny symbol, a golden beetle, was the key to a mystery stretching from ancient Egypt to Renaissance occultism to forgotten Arabic manuscripts and possibly even Masonic archives? For months, nobody has been able to explain what the golden beetle actually means. But after digging through obscure texts, reverse image searches, and centuries-old books, I think we finally found the strongest lead yet. This rabbit hole gets weird. We've gotten tired of seeing people throw around the random theories about the golden beetle without any real
evidence. In the corner, bro.
So we decided to start from the scratch and follow every clue we could find. Some of what you're about to hear is documented historical evidence material. Some of it is just speculation based on connections between sources. I'll make that discretion clear throughout the video. Let's start with where this investigation began. The first clue comes from Teflon Sean's 187 Instagram. The golden beetle appears prominently, but something else caught our attention. Amongst the accounts being followed is an account going by a name Grimoire Magic, a rare occult book dealer. As far as we know, this is the only outwardly occult page in the following list. Recently, the account posted a reel featuring an unusual scarab deity. That image immediately stood out, so we reversed search the image. That search led us to several obscure
goodness gracious.
Ancient alphabets. One of those books
bro.
was Ancient Alphabets and the Hieroglyphic Characters Explained. Inside we found one of the most interesting passages in the entire investigation. The text describes the scarab figure as representing what it calls the most sublime secret, called the original Baphomet and Karuf, the secret of nature of the world, the secret of secrets, the beginning of return of everything. Then comes, so we reversed.
But that nigga got an afro, bro. Bro, a picture like this be funny as shit to me, bro. 33-degree type shit. They got what's up? Aboriginal Americans, nasty people. I was checking the chat out. Man, these pics be funny as shit to me, bro. What the fuck are you depicting? Was it, or do you embody the beetle, or is this some type of symbology, or was there really a being running around half beetle with a with his head?
Search the image. That search led us
Scared
to several
me.
obscure historical texts. Ancient alphabets. One of those books was Ancient Alphabets and the Hieroglyph.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That video was alright. I really don't care to hear his whole theory. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really care to hear his whole theory.
Characters
Right?
explain.
Y'all probably know.
Inside, we found one of the most interesting passages in the entire investigation. The text describes the scarab figure as representing what it calls the most sublime secret, called the original Baphomet and Karuf, the secret of nature of the world, the secret of secrets, the beginning of return of everything. Then comes the really interesting part. The author says the explanation is too extensive for the book and refers readers to another work called The Sun of Suns and the Moon of Moons, a book that appears to be lost, or at least incredibly difficult to find. The lost book. Naturally, we wanted to know whether the mysterious book actually exists. While searching,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even racist, bro, but sometimes I be needing somebody melanated to talk about this shit, because the way he speak on this shit, like, it's just information, but the way he's so monotone and robotic, that and the sounds he using, the second beat was cool, but it shit almost sound low vibrational, even though it's just music. I mean, it's just information. It'd be like, bro, like the golden beetle scab rip in the fifth element of the dynasty studied the occult practices of alchemy, sacred geometry. Like, shut the fuck up. That shit is boring as fuck. Yeah, you ain't got no swag with that. You ain't got no energy with that shit, bro. Next. It's another video. Well, son, give me
Have you
something
ever
else
been
to
like,
react to,
wow,
bro.
I'd really like to make YouTube a worse place, and I don't want to be creative, but I want to pretend I am? Well, don't worry. This is the video just for you. Because unfortunately, I
Literally
was
go
on
to bed
Reddit.
watching
Yes,
that
I know, kill me now. It's a terrible place.
Even if you want to talk about that shit, like, make that shit interesting, bro. You know, no dopamine. The internet's problem. I think I was gonna react to this already. This shit is kind of crazy.